Hello, I'm Remaster for the win here. Now guys, picture this for a second. Imagine Nintendo created a brand new Mario game that took you on a journey through a bunch of different worlds, and in each world there are these fun, quirky characters and a bunch of unique concepts no Mario game has even thought about before. Now what if I told you this game already exists, and it's 15 years old? Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, released on July 22nd, 2004, it was a sequel to the original Paper Mario on the N64 in 2000. This game is something, I'll tell you that. The game is very different from any other Mario game I've seen, which makes sense since it wasn't made only by the normal Mario team. It was created by Ryota Kawade in Intelligent Systems, who have worked with Nintendo in the past creating the Fire Emblem franchise, but it's very clear this isn't your typical Mario game. First of all, everything is made of paper. Yeah, shocker. Paper Mario is made of paper. Who would have guessed? 10 out of 10 analysis right here. Anyways, the paper aesthetic really sets this game apart from other Mario games, and if that didn't make it different enough, hey, yeah, let's make this character that's known for platforming, yeah, let's just put him in an RPG. What could go wrong? And, surprisingly, nothing went wrong. Mario translated very well over to the RPG format in Super Mario RPG back on the SNES, so it wasn't that hard for the Paper Mario team just to take that as a little inspiration and do their own thing and still make it work. Now, everyone already knows in the Mario series there are a ton of different species, and in this game they do have those species, but it's an RPG. And you know what they do in RPGs? They give every single character depth. And let me just say, they give all of these characters like their own personalities, making them all have their own different lives. They got the rich, they got the poor, they got the mafia, they got the Soviet Union. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's start from the beginning. This is my childhood right here. Anyway, so our story begins with Mario getting a letter from Princess Peach to meet her at a town called Rogueport to help her find some treasure. So, Mario heads to Rogueport, where upon arrival he sees these goons harassing a female Goomba. So, Mario being Mario, he beats up the goons and then they shadow clone jutsu into hundreds of goons. But Mario just walks around them and we finally get into the town of Rogueport, the hub of this game. And just looking at the place, you know this isn't your typical Mario game. There are sketchy people all over this place. There's a pub. There is a noose right in the middle of the town. I thought this was even ever on Nintendo. What the f***? Anyway, so we get into the town, talk to an old man, get the female Goomba as our partner, and then we go talk to another old man. And if we keep going at this rate, we'll finish the video in half an hour. Let's speed this up. Okay, so we go through the zoo of the Rogueport, we fight monsters, we get possessed by a box, and then we reach the Thousand Year Door. Whoa, it's the thing in the title. Then we're told we need to get the 7 MacGuffins to open the door. So then we set off on our adventure. Now the rest of the story is kinda long, so it might take a while, so just buckle in, folks. So
2 hours later.
So we beat up the emo Princess Peach and save the world. The end. Man, that was a long story. Okay, now that we got the story done, let's talk about the biggest part of any RPG, the fighting mechanics. And let me tell you, I could go on and on about these fighting mechanics, but let's just start with the basics. In Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, you start off with 2 basic attacks, jumping and hammering. Very basic moves for Mario, but what if we made them incredibly complex, but also simple at the same time? Introducing badges. Badges let Mario have different abilities in battle. These can affect anything, whether it's a stronger jump attack, stronger hammer attack, more defense, or something completely random but also helpful at the same time. With badges, it really makes every experience customized to how each player wants to play the game. Do they want more defense to last longer so they don't have to heal over and over again? We got you covered. Are they low on coins and need a way to get more? Bam, got one for that too. Are they just bad at the game? We got that too. There are badges for every scenario and are able to help everyone play. Sure, you have to obtain those badges, but there are a good amount of helpful ones right from the start to get you going before you get the more advanced ones. And of course, the team even made sure you couldn't abuse them by setting a price for each one so you can only equip them if you have enough points for all the ones you want to equip. There are also partners that join Mario along the way that help him in battle. Each one has their own special gimmick and are all different enough that it's important to use the correct partner for each scenario. Whether there are a lot of enemies and you need to do damage to multiple enemies at once, or you want protection so you need a partner that can give you a shield. And man, we haven't even talked about stylish moves yet. Stylish moves are when, if you hit the A button at the exact right time, you can do more damage to the opponent, and in the case of jumping, you can jump multiple times on the opponent. This can be used in great ways with certain badges to possibly kill some enemies in only one move. And of course, every RPG has to have items, but even so, the Thousand Year Door is still able to make them unique in their own way. By not only just having healing items, but also attacking items to help you out when you're in a tight spot. Some can do a lot of damage, some can stun opponents, and some make them soft. Another small quick thing that's also there is the star meter. So when you collect the McMuffins here, you can actually use them to help you in battle. Whether it's a powerful attack or some major buffs, they all help a lot. And of course, you can only use it when your star meter is filled enough. Anyway, there's one more thing the Thousand Year Door does that I haven't seen any other game do. They have an audience. Every time Mario has a fight, there's an audience watching them fight, and you would think this is a quirky, fun little detail that doesn't do much, but it's actually an integral part of the battle system and could be the difference between a win or lose. So, while fighting, the more stylish moves you do, the more the audience fills up, which creates these little icons on the right. Now, what they do is, if you get two of the same icon, you have a chance to spin for a power up or power down, depending on what you're spinning for. The audience can also throw stuff at you, whether helpful or harming, and you have to pay attention during battle to make sure to whack any audience members with a rock and to not hit audience members with a helpful item. Okay, what's next on things to talk about? Oh, the entire world map. The world of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is great. It's got tons of variety compared to normal Mario games. Instead of just having generic sand, ice, jungle, and whatever worlds, the team actually saw some creative places Mario has never been before, which really sets this game apart from every other Mario game. And inside each world themselves are really creative, whether it's the small puzzles that fit well within the world, or it's the atmosphere and how every character fits so perfectly for each area. Whether it's a bunch of humble village folk in Pelleberg, or the random pile of strangers on the train to Poshley Heights, everything fits, everything just makes sense for each scenario. And this transitions nicely to the next topic, the characters. Oh boy, the characters. What can I even say? There's so much personality put into every character in the whole world of the Thousand Year Door. Even the small characters you only talk to once. Still, they feel like they were given the same amount of importance as every other character in the game, except maybe the partners. Those guys were given a royal level of care. Each partner has their own personality and their own story, some more dramatic than others, but still, they were all given their own special origins, and it's cool to see them progress through the story. Now this might be kind of a smaller thing, but I just want to say it. There are a lot of times where the partner has to talk to Mario, and that must have been hard on the team to make happen, since you can only have one partner at a time. They had to make sure each character fit well into the scenario they're in and react accordingly. And it's even more impressive that they actually pulled that off very well. Each character has their own lines and reacts exactly how you would expect them to at that point in time during that specific scenario. Really, props to the writers for nailing 7 side characters all at once while still knowing the majority of the writing will go unseen by the player. Actually, I probably could just say props to the writers for literally everything in this game. The writing's phenomenal. Now, going back to random one-off characters, they also were all given lives and interesting stories, even if they only get like 10 minutes of screen time. A good example would be the Rogueport Mafia leader, Don Pianta. Right after Chapter 2, you're told the next McFlurry is located in Glitzville. Unfortunately, the only way to get to Glitzville is to buy a blimp ticket, and the only man that sells a blimp ticket is Don Pianta. So you have to ask him for it, but you have to find him first, since, you know, mafia leaders don't just walk out in the open a lot. So you ask some shady dude in the back alleys of Rogueport where to find him, and he tells you the secret code on what to buy in the shop, which is basically a password to get to Don Pianta. After buying these items in a certain order, you're then asked a question. After answering the question correctly, you're now allowed to see the man himself. So you ask him for a ticket, but then he makes you an offer. In exchange for the ticket, you have to find his daughter who ran off with one of his associates. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, you can see how much detail they put into one man's character just for the simple task of going to the next chapter. Most games wouldn't even think about that much detail for such a small thing, but it's obvious the creators care a lot about world building and making sure it all makes sense. Mario wouldn't just randomly obtain a ticket, no. He would have to get it from someone. It's just amazing how much love and care was put into this game and how much they care to make this the best game it possibly could be. Heck, I've been talking about this game for 10 minutes straight now, and I still haven't even scraped the surface of how great this game is. There's so much to it. It's just something you need to play yourself. It's a must-play game here. Maybe I'm a little biased here since I've been playing this game ever since I was in diapers, but it really is a great game that still holds up today. If you do have any way of playing it, I do recommend playing it. It is a phenomenal game that still holds up today. Anyways guys, so that was my kind of review of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. This was one of the first games I ever played as a kid, so it means a lot to me, and recently there's been a hashtag going on to get this game remastered and put on the Switch. And I like that hashtag, so let's help it out. Everyone watching right now, use the hashtag Remaster Thousand Year Door on Twitter, and let's make sure Nintendo can see this, and let's get this game remastered so tons of other people can play this fabulous game. Anyways guys, so thank you guys for watching, that is all, and goodbye.